right now. Hey, AIESEC.
Hey, what?
Okay, like new LC, it's okay. So I wanted to start with this quote, actually from myself to myself. I wrote a letter to myself in January, which seems like an eternity ago at the beginning of my ED term. And I said at the end, your feet are little, but have always taken you. And that's something I wanted to just remind myself, and this is how I see myself, is that I'm small, but I'm impactful, and I'm powerful, and this is what I want to do with the LC. So, coming into Appalachian, I told you guys last week that I was in a very bad spot. I had just spent 9 months in Africa, felt like I was changing the world with my own hands, with my own feet, and then being back at a university, I was in a really rough place, and I wanted to be a part of something bigger. And I felt like there was nothing for me. And then I found AIESEC. And really, like, when I say that I called my mom and cried about joining this organization, I mean it. It is one of the most purposeful organizations that I've ever known. So this was us when I joined. This was the old AIESEC app. And a little bit about the old AIESEC app is we weren't doing much stuff. We were a family, and we loved each other, but we were drinking, and we were doing the minimal work. So after that, I decided to run for VP. I got into AIESEC and I loved it, and I was like, I'm going to be VP marketing. So Sarah taught me, and I applied, and I got it. And my smallest dreams got pushed aside for the largest ones that changed my life. And this is part of the EB, and then Terry made the cut. So this is my family. And also AIESEC app fall 2015, and how far we've come. We've come so far. Most of you don't know, but we have come extremely far. We're one of the top performing LCs in the entire country, and that's because we've put in tremendous work. We've organized ourselves. We've been goal-oriented, solution-oriented, and we've been the leaders that AIESEC app really needed. So we've come a really long way. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the goals that I see for AIESEC at Appalachian. So it asked what I see in 1 year and 5 years for our LC. And for 1 year I said, we'll be the top performing LC in AIESEC United States. And this really isn't that crazy of an idea. We're almost there. We just really need to get connected to our purpose and know what we're doing, and we can make number one. We're almost there. And then 5 years, I honestly see double the LC, double the VPs, double the impact. So that means we have 100 members in our LC. We have 2 VPs for every function. We're making things happen. We're hosting national and international conferences. You guys probably don't know how big that is, but that is a humongous thing. And I know that we can have that impact if we reach out to the community around us. And then that we're internationally recognized. That means reaching out to LCs all over the world. It's actually pretty simple if you just implement it. And these goals, they might seem lofty, and they might seem hopeful, but they're not hopeful or lofty. They're expected. I expect this of AIESEC at Appalachian. I've seen what we have accomplished in a year. I know we can do this. And that's the beauty of being expectant, is that we will reach those goals if we set them. But first, before we can reach any of those goals, we must tackle the bottlenecks at hand. So some of the bottlenecks we have are like lack of subsidies, funding, and that leads to member disengagement because they can't go to conferences. We have reliance, but lack of importance placed on our resource functions, which I hate that they're called that, but marketing, finance, talent management. And then public relations. We don't have any public relations. They're spread out over a bunch of different teams. We need our own functional team for public relations. Organization, lack of functional education, leading to lack of synergy. That means people in AIESEC don't know what other functions are doing, so we're not working as best together as we could. And then disconnection to the mission. This might be something people argue with me about, but I honestly think AIESEC app has gotten a little bit disconnected from the vision of AIESEC altogether and the mission of what we're trying to accomplish, of peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential. So how I believe we're going to fix this is through purpose-driven innovation. And if you guys know me, you know that I talk a lot about purpose. I talk a lot about passion. But that's because I've seen the results from it, and I wholeheartedly believe in its power. And then when we innovate, when we put it in a new way, when we put it in an exciting way, we're going to see results. So if you guys don't know AIESEC's values, what I believe in with this purpose-driven innovation is that we're going to go by AIESEC's values, by the leadership development model, and then by our vision statement for AIESEC. So AIESEC's values are striving for excellence, demonstrating integrity, activating leadership, acting sustainably, enjoying participation, and living diversity. AIESEC's mission, AIESEC believes in peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential. That's what we're trying to make happen here. And leadership development model is being self-aware, solution-oriented, empowering others, and being a world citizen. That's what we need to do if we're members of AIESEC. If you guys didn't know, those are what AIESEC is supposed to be run by. So, why do we do this? Boone desperately needs AIESEC. I don't know if you guys are aware. Boone desperately needs it. Appalachian desperately needs it. I said in my application, but we've got like half rednecks and then half like super crazy liberals. And we need someone to make this happen to where we have empathy towards the world around us. We see the world around us and we're globally minded. And we make that change in this place because if we can make that change in mindset, we will see change not only from AIESEC, but as Appalachian as a whole, from Boone as a whole, from North Carolina as a whole. So how? How are we going to do this? So I've got some strategies. Outgoing exchange, OGC, OGE, and OGT. And OGE has two colors because it's under OGT. Outgoing Global Entrepreneur is our new program. And how we're going to do that is through targeted marketing, connecting via public relations. That's the new function I want to introduce to organizations and clubs on campus. And then connecting more with the College of Business. Global talent, work with the university and reach out to external universities through our public relations and develop global entrepreneurs more. And then global citizen is just expansion. We're already there. We're already reaching good numbers. We just need to expand more to outside universities, to people inside our university. Difficult partnerships, this means going with countries that need us, not just countries that it's easy to make partnerships with. We need to work. We need to say, hey, there's something we need to do there. There's people dying there. There's a bunch of injustice there. How are we going to help? Making it difficult for ourselves so that we can make a greater impact. National project-based also, so that we have some easy matches. Incoming exchange, separate team leaders, possibly teams depending on growth for IGC, IGT, and IGE. Hardcore training and LC focus. This is a big breakthrough project, so we need to get training on incoming exchange as much as possible. And then account delivery minimums and business development resources. So that means conferences, that means trainings, again, on this function. Management functions. This is a cool little name I made up because resource functions and support functions sounds like shit. And it sounds like they don't do anything. But really, marketing, TM, and finance are some of the most important functions in the entire LC. We manage, we make the operations happen. Really, we're behind them. We're the first step. So talent management. Team minimums enforced more frequently. Lead LCM with purpose-driven innovation. That means everything we do at LCM, everything we say, has these values connected. And then more lead sessions. Marketing is analytics and training on fluid review because we don't really know what's going on, and that's the system that our LC works off of and AIESEC US works off of. More prevalent and frequent campaigns and higher social media engagement. Finance, we need grants and implementation of member dues system. That was an idea of mine, is taking small member dues so that we have more money for subsidies so that everyone can go to conferences whether they're financially able or not. And then we're still working on grants and tracking for the marketing budget. And then the big kahuna is public relations. This is something I want to implement, and that's university relations, external relations, and then the way I see this is one function with two team leaders, so external and university, so we're getting our name out there. So, why would you choose me? We've got some really amazing candidates, and I love every one of them, and I would choose them and me too if I could, but I can't. So why would you choose LP? Well, first, I'm feisty AF. I'm gonna be but also I'm fearless, and I really stand by this. I believe in purpose-driven innovation with my whole heart. I believe in the purpose of this organization and what we can do. We started MoGX. AIESEC US has started that, and I've been a playing factor in that, getting the more synergy going on between marketing and outgoing exchange. Product Development Summit will be happening this winter. I'll be leading that. It's one of the biggest little summits we've had in between all of the LCs to talk about how we're going to improve our functions and improve our products. Event-based and now issue-based marketing. I don't think you guys understand how new this thing is. Issue-based marketing is a huge thing, and people are scared of it. But we have to be fearless because this is how AIESEC is going to tell people what we really care about, what we're really passionate about. And that's what people really need to know, not how many people we can send abroad. And numbers are important, but numbers are going to come when everybody is connected to our purpose, connected to our values, connected to what we care about. Pakistan campaigns, I work for AIESEC in Pakistan. Hussein, I don't know if he's watching this, but I love him if he's watching this. And I've worked like 5 campaigns at one time, so I know how to juggle a lot going on. And if I am elected LCB, there won't be any other things on my plate, so I'll have plenty of time to dedicate to whatever I need to here. And then synergy and job description innovation at the local level. I made 2 new job descriptions this semester, and they're going amazing, and we're seeing great results. So I know how to start something new. Am I done? Yep. Okay, so relevance. I also know the international relevance. Like I said, I work in Pakistan. I've built floors in schools in Kenya, made friends from all over the world, and one thing I noticed when I was in Kenya is that AIESECers make a bigger difference than anyone I've ever met. A bunch of college students sitting in a house planning to build floors for schools instead of going out to drink at night. They're talking to heads of companies trying to get cheaper cement and stuff. It's crazy. So our relevance is huge. But we're also relevant on the local level, and I'm going to finish by saying, if I had the chance for another try, I wouldn't change a thing because it's made me all of who I am inside. And I love this organization, and I love being cheesy, and I love the relevance and the importance that AIESEC app plays not only in Appalachian, not only in our local community, but in North Carolina and around the world. And the quote I put at the beginning of my application was, "You are a woman who can build it yourself. You were born to build." But this isn't necessarily true. I need you guys' help. I need your help in every way, and I know what you're capable of. So I want to see these visions come to life with you guys, and I want you guys to help me build this because, to be honest, I can't do it on my own. So thank you for listening to me.
A lot of time for 3 questions. So whoever wants to start?
Grace, you mentioned several different bottlenecks. Which one do you think is most important that we address first?
University relations. Relations in general. I call it public relations because we have university relations and we have external relations, and all of them are split up on different functional teams right now. So that means there's confusion in who's handling what. That means I have JDs on the marketing team that are doing things for university relations. Global Citizen has JDs. We need to get that figured out so that we can make the bigger impact in the community and at the university level. So,
Hey, Lauren.
hey, Sarah.
So you talk a lot about sending people to places where they need us the most, which is something that I totally agree with. But because the State Department travel warnings and us now working with OIED, like we can't send people there. Even like places like Turkey, where I went this summer, like it isn't dangerous, but we can't send people there because of the government thing.
Yeah. One thing I talked about in my application was I said that I made that point about how we have to do this, how we have to send people to difficult places, but I also talked about how we do need to be fearless, and even though we're working with OIED and they're making us some great connections, when we get our exchange numbers higher, that might be a serious talk we need to have with OIED and say, listen, this doesn't align with our values, this doesn't align with the purpose, like with the impact we're trying to make. We need to make this change. Can you guys please work with us? Can you please make some type of arrangement so that we can send them here? This is why we're good at being professional. We can make a big bomb-ass professional presentation and say, look, this is what we need to do. This is how we're going to do it. We want you to be a part of it, but we can't be a part of it if you're not going to let us make any impact.
Hey, for the live feed. First of all, how do you manage summer ops and selection of EP managers?
Okay, so you mean EP managers during summer ops, or do you mean EP managers? Is this 2 different questions?
We'll go during summer ops.
During summer ops.
Yes.
Well, I'll be in booth for summer ops. I've cleared my summer so that I'll be here. I will probably have a minimum time job that I'll have on the side, but managing EPs, we're just going to have more members. We're going to have more people in OGC. If our numbers are going to grow, we have to have more members in OGC, OGT, everything, and have people handling those EPs. And we also need to work on account delivery so that people are having a really, really good experience with AIESEC, so they'll come back, so they'll want to be a part of it again. And also with our incoming people that are going to be coming soon, that we give them the best time possible, the most purposeful, impactful time possible, so that everybody knows that coming to the U.S. is really important and we need those people here, because we do.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.